Pinterest is one of my favorite ways to drive traffic to my business because of how easy and effective it is when you know what you're doing. So, one of the critical mistakes that I see people make is they don't have good enough pin designs. I have opened up multiple Pinterest accounts and I know a thing or two about pin designs that go viral. So, if you're interested in learning the difference between pins that go viral versus pins that don't, then keep on watching. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you were new here, my name is Alyssa, and this channel is all about starting and growing your digital product business and making passive income online. If you're interested in that, then definitely consider subscribing. So today in this video, like I said, we are going to be talking about Pinterest pin designs that go viral. I'm going to teach you some of my strategies. That way you can replicate what I did and start driving traffic to your own website. Now, I started a brand new Pinterest account just to prove to my audience that with the right strategy, you can grow very fast on Pinterest. It's not necessarily because you already have an existing audience or because you're pinning a lot of different images. In fact, I only pinned 10 images in 1 month. And then I got busy, so I stopped pinning, but the traffic to my website kept coming. And after 3 months, I had over 400,000 monthly Pinterest views on my account. So it really is about making sure that your pin designs are what other people want to repin. That's how a pin goes viral. So let's go over the things that I have found help a pin go viral. The first thing I want to talk about is the dimensions of your pin. One of the mistakes I see people making is pinning their square product photos from their product page. The problem is these square images aren't as visible as vertical images, so people tend to see them less, which means that they're getting less engagement on Pinterest. And if your pin is getting less engagement, Pinterest won't really push it further in the algorithm, and that pin will just die off. Now, in the past, I have had my square images actually perform pretty well, but they're not the best type of pin. So if you're noticing that you're not getting any traction and all you're doing is posting product photos, and especially if they're square, then know that it can hurt your account and it might just take time to recover your account. You have to just post really great pin designs, and we're going to talk more about that obviously today, and you just need to have patience. Now, back to dimensions. Recently, I've been pinning a lot of idea pins, formerly known as story pins, and the dimension you want to use for those is the size of your phone, the size of an Instagram story. So that's a vertical image, and that's 1080 by 1920. Now, these have done extremely well for me. And yes, it could be because the idea pin algorithm is a little bit loose right now. So that could be the reason why I was getting so much traction. But at the same time, I was and still am repurposing my idea pins into video pins and static pins. And I still notice that 1080 by 1920 dimension, even for video pins and static pins, they still do very well. So my suggestion for you is obviously to create story pins. I have a video all about that. I'll link it down below. But also make sure that your dimensions are 1080 by 1920. And make sure you repurpose those idea pins that are doing really well for you as video pins and as static pins. And of course, you can also try pinning the 2:3 ratio that Pinterest suggests. And I use 2000 by 3000 pixels. That's the dimension I use, and that's the canvas I set up in Canva when I'm creating my pins, if I'm going to go that route. Also, if you want to know how Pinterest fits in with my whole driving traffic ecosystem and learn how I'm able to drive thousands of views every single month to my product pages, then definitely check out my free training. And in there, I go over exactly how I drive traffic so you can have a better idea of what your traffic driving plan can look like and how Pinterest will play a role in the whole ecosystem. So if you want to watch that free training, I'll link that down below in the description box. Now, the next thing I want to talk about regarding your viral pin designs is the format. So currently I'm noticing video does very well. So what I do is I go into Canva and I kind of create my pins in there, so I'm able to layer the text and layer the graphics in there. I make sure that I add an animation first and download it as an MP4. And that is what I upload when I'm creating an idea pin and obviously a video pin. So make sure you're definitely trying those out. It doesn't have to be difficult. You can do them very quickly. I do have a video that shows you how to do this super fast. So I will link that video down below in the description box. And I do want to say that I do think videos do perform better because I think Pinterest is actually favoring videos in the algorithm because that's kind of the marketing climate right now. A lot of people are talking about video advertisement. But more than that, I also think video catches your eye, especially in a Pinterest feed filled with static images. When someone's scrolling past and they see a video, your eye is going to catch on to that motion and you're going to pay more attention to that pin. So yes, I think video is working because Pinterest is pushing the videos, but I also think that it is what people are noticing in their Pinterest feed as well. So I really want to talk about content, the content inside of your pin, what you're actually sharing with other pinners. So unfortunately, it's not enough to just share your products, even if you are cropping them vertically. Now, I'm not saying that product pins don't work. They have worked for me in the past, but really what works for me are infographics. So this is helpful information that includes imagery of my products. So it's not just showing them my products, it's a mix of my products and how you can use them to do X, Y, and Z. What are the benefits of it, but also like giving them tips. So what I do is I figure out what my target audience is struggling with as it pertains to what I'm selling, and then I will list out tips. And each tip will also show a piece of my digital product that I'm selling so they can have a visual of what I'm talking about. For example, how to market your digital products on Instagram. And for each of those tips, I will share with them one of my Instagram posts that I sell in my Instagram template pack. And those do really well because it helps them remember what they can post on Instagram for their business, but it also has imagery of my products. So they'll share it and then also they'll be inclined to click on it to see what's on the other side. And that will lead them to my product page. And a really great thing about doing this is that once you find something that does really well, you don't have to keep coming up with new ideas. You can just take the content of the pin and just make it a little bit different. So you can change the order of it. You can change basically the aesthetics of it. That way it looks like a brand new pin. So that means that it's going to be more Pinterest algorithm friendly. Pinterest likes fresh images and fresh videos. And when you have a pin that is doing well, what I suggest is that you go to Canva and you type in infographic. And you're going to see a ton of different infographic templates pop up. And that's what you can use in order to take the information from the pin that did well and transfer it into a different looking infographic. You can change it to your brand colors if you would like. You can change the font. But basically, the information will be in a different layout. And then you'll have a brand new pin, but the same content. So that's a really helpful tip. That's what I do. And this is how I'm able to create a lot of content that does really well on Pinterest. Now, the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to viral pin designs is the aesthetic. Now, this is really important, and this refers to the colors and the fonts that you're using. And what I have noticed is that warm colors, especially light pink, do really well on my pins. Basically, all of my pins that have gone viral are light pink. And you definitely want to test this out because my target audience is different from yours, but I have read that warmer colors do well on Pinterest. Now, let's move on to fonts. What I have noticed is that all caps and bold text has really been working for me. I make sure that you can actually read at least the headline of what it is. I think it's okay if the information is a little bit hard to read because that might encourage people to click on it, but you want to make sure the title of your pin is definitely legible and that it stands out. Another thing I want to mention is that a lot of people who sell digital products will use mock-ups. So one thing is you want to make sure that your mock-ups aren't boring. I think it's really important to invest in really good mock-ups. And if you are using mock-ups, another thing I want to mention is that other people might be using the same mock-ups. And like I said earlier, Pinterest is really interested in pushing fresh pins. Pinterest might pick up that there are already pins that exist that are super similar or considered the same pin. So what you should do is you should crop it or collage it. That way it looks a lot different than the other pins that might already be on there. And again, I'm going to link a video down below that teaches you how to actually create fresh pins, and this pertains to mock-ups as well. So this will help you if you do use mock-ups. So again, I would just suggest that your images aren't boring, they aren't dark, your text is easy to read, and you're using warm colors in your pins. If you want to learn how Pinterest can be incorporated into your whole driving traffic ecosystem and strategy for your business, then I will link down below that free training. Don't forget to check that out. And I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.